Let's do it. Play ball! It's time for Dodger Baseball. And we're back to doing it on YouTube for now because not enough juice or energy on the old phone for Periscope. Hi, everybody. I'm Randy Tibbins. You know who you are. Come on in, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. It's the only, first, and best video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's why we're here. Today is May 31st, 2016. Been a long weekend since we saw each other, so let's update you, and then we'll get into some press pass notes for the Dodgers for the game today with the Cubs. Wow, it's going to be a good one. I hope it's better than yesterday. On Friday, let's update you first of all. On Friday, before the long weekend, the Dodgers lost 6-5 to the Mets. Boo! On Saturday, they beat the Mets 9-1. That was a cool game. On Sunday, they won 4-2 to take the series. That was that Kershaw game. They almost lost it, but came back to win it when Gonzo singled with the bases loaded in the ninth inning. You remember that one? All right. I can't recall a time we had two back-to-back wins on two different nationally televised games during the regular season. That was amazing with the Fox game and ESPN. Crazy stuff going on there. Monday, yesterday, Memorial Day, Jason Hayward hit an RBI single and scored on Anthony Rizzo's double in the fifth inning to lift the Cubs to their sixth straight win, a 2-0 victory over our Blue, in front of a Memorial Day crowd of 41,470 at Wrigley Field. Heck, that's a bad Tuesday night in our attendance, but, you know, for the Cubs, that's pretty good. The Dodgers got one hit by the Cubs. Boo! We didn't like that at all. But today's another day, and we'll get you out to the ballpark in just a few minutes. First of all, I guess we got some injury news and report some moves to you. The game is going to start in about 50 minutes. We're recording this at about 10 after 4, so 5 o'clock, 5:05 game Pacific time for the Cubs and the Dodgers. Injury report and some moves. Trace Thompson, remember, on Saturday left the game in New York with lower back soreness. That was, everybody's kind of sitting on pins and needles for that one. But he was 100% available to play off the bench for last night's game, according to Dave Roberts. And he's expected to start in left field tonight for the second game of the Cubs series. So that's good. I'll give them a crowd cheer for that. Way to go, Trace. And we're still doing sounds through our headphones because we haven't got no speakers right here in the old ballroom here. All right, let's do some fun stuff and get you going fast because the game's coming up really fast. We have some shout-outs today. I'll give you some shout-outs real quickly. Shout-outs to Jordan, Aaron, Ron, Bobby K, Les, and Steve. A little delay, but we'll take it. Okay. Anyway, we do shout-outs for people that write to us or write to us in Facebook on our Let's Talk Dodgers page. You can also write to us in letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. How about that? All right. What else we need here? We got our shout-outs in. All-Star balloting, I've voted about 14, 15 times. How many times have you voted? Write to us and let us know. Stats of the day. Got a lot of them from Elias Sports Bureau. First of all, Chase Utley snapped a scoreless tie with a home run leading off the sixth inning, added a grand slam homer in the seventh to lead the Dodgers to that 9-1 victory in New York on Sunday. It was the 22nd regular season game which Utley has pulled multiple home runs. With 5 of those games coming against the Mets, he doesn't have as many as 4. He doesn't have as many as 4 against any other team. The only other players with more 2-homer games against the Mets are a pair of Hall of Famers in the 400 home run club, Willie McCovey with 8 and Willie Mays with 6. And the other guys with 5 such games are also a group of big boppers: Dick Allen, Dave Kingman, Chipper Jones, and Albert Pujols. Utley also had a pair of 2-homer games in the World Series competition against the Yankees, of course. More on Chase Utley from Elias Sports Bureau. Utley had driven in 4 runs in Friday's game in New York, including a game-tying 3-run double with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He became just the 9th Major League leadoff hitter to put together 2 consecutive games of 4 or more RBIs. That category was first recorded in the Major Leagues in 1920. The last player to do so was David Eckstein of the Angels in 2002. Wow. And 2 more stats. Monday's game yesterday was the Dodgers' 811th regular season contest at Wrigley Field. But it was only the second time they've been held to 1 hit. They've never been no-hit there. Hank Bowery threw a 1-hitter against them in the first game of a doubleheader on August 31st, 1948. The Dodger lineup that day included Jackie Robinson, Pee Wee Reese, Duke Snyder, and Gil Hodges. Wow. 1 hit. I don't feel so bad now. That's probably why that stat came out. Pardon me, still getting over the cold. Don't want to get you sick. Got my water right here, we're good. Last stat of the day. And if it makes anybody feel better, every team in the National League West lost yesterday. All right, just saying. We're still 4.5 games back. The state Dodger history. May 31st is the date in question. 1968, because of an unusual call, I'll say, Dodger right-hander Don Drysdale keeps his record string of consecutive scoreless innings alive as he notches his 5th consecutive shutout, 3-1 victory over the San Francisco Giants at Dodger Stadium. Can I get an amen for the Giants win? Yeah. Dodgers beat the Giants. Anytime they beat the Giants, that's a Dodger win. All right. The Hall of Famer known as Big D, Drysdale loaded the bases in the 9th inning and hit Dick Dietz with a pitch as the scoreless streak apparently came to an end. But plate umpire Harry Wendelstedt saw it differently and ruled that Dietz made no attempt to get out of the way of the pitch, and the run was nullified. Given a reprieve, Drysdale went on to toss yet another shutout in his next start against Pittsburgh and pushed the consecutive scoreless streak to 58 2/3 innings before giving up a run. The record consecutive scoreless inning streak stood for 20 years before it was broken by Orel Hershiser in '88. We know that. Here's the epilogue of the story. I love this, and nobody ever talks about this, but I love it. It's in all the Dodger books. It's in Drysdale's book, Once a Bum, Always a Dodger, my favorite Dodger autobiography, by the way. Many years after the Drysdale streak, he was sitting around with a bunch of other baseball buddies, and they asked him the name of the guy who got the RBI off him to end that streak. And, of course, he remembered. It was a Pittsburgh journeyman named Howie Bedell. And Drysdale commented, quote, "I'll bet that was the only RBI he had that whole season," unquote. So they looked it up, and doggone if he wasn't right. Howie Bedell had 1 RBI for the entire '68 season, and that was the one to break the streak. On June 8th, pinch hitting in the top of the 5th inning, Bedell hit a sacrifice fly to score Tony Taylor for a run that broke Drysdale's string at 58 2/3 innings. Okay, also on this date in 1972, what happened in Dodger history on this date in 1972? Well, on the field, nothing. But in the hospital, something. Because that's the day that Dave Roberts was born in Okinawa, Japan. His dad, of course, was a Marine over there, I guess. He was stationed there. So that makes Dave Roberts 44 years old today. So happy birthday, Dave Roberts. All right. Hey, Dave, I got baseball cards and ties older than you, all right? Show you how old I am. All right, let's get you out to the ballpark. Remember to check live stream app and website in case you don't get Time Warner Cable, or now as it's called, Spectrum, but we're not calling it that just yet. Left-hander Scott Kazmir is going to the mound for the Dodgers in just about 45 minutes from now. He's 4-3 with a 4.84 ERA. Did pretty well his last start or two. He's going up against the right-hander and the guy who last faced us in August and no-hit us, Jake Arrieta. He's 9-0 with a 1.72 ERA, 5 p.m. start, local time, 7 o'clock in Chicago. Hey, let's break his string. The guy's 9-0. Let's make him 9-1 tonight, shall we? I'm going for that. That's Tuesday's game. Wednesday, we go out to the ballpark. That's going to be June 1st at a 5:05 p.m. Pacific time start. Chicago's sitting their their left-hander John Lester. He's 5-3 with a 2.48 ERA, and he's going up against our right-hander Mike Bolsinger. He's 1-1 with a 4.50. Remember, Mike Bolsinger took over for Ross Stripling, who was sent back to AAA. All right, Thursday. We'll probably be back on Friday, so we're going to go just Tuesday and Friday this week. But Thursday, let's get you out to the ballpark for that game. June 2nd, it's an 11:20 a.m. start, our time, 1:20 in Chicago. Kenta Maeda, the right-hander, is going for the Dodgers. He's 4-3 with a 3 ERA, going up against their right-hander Kyle Hendricks, 3-4 with a 2.93 ERA. This Cubs team is tough, but we can get to them. I know we can. Pardon me once again. All right, we got some events and cool stuff going on. First of all, coming up later this week, June 4th, which I believe is Saturday. Yes, it is. Jock Peterson at the Frankenstein Collectibles Show in City of Industry. And Trace Thompson, 11 a.m. at Manuel's Original El Tapia Cafe. Pardon me, tail end of the cold. Let's gargle. Bet you never see that on TV. It's good luck the Dodgers are going to win. I know it. All right. Trace Thompson and Jock Peterson signing on the same day in different venues. When does that ever happen? That's going to do it for us. We're going to recover and see you on Friday. So come on back, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and come back Friday for Let's Talk Dodgers right here on YouTube and on Facebook. Tell all your friends, Let's Talk Dodgers!
Play ball! It's time for Dodger baseball.
And remember,
the greatest baseball organization on this earth is the Dodgers. Don't you ever forget it.
Look, Dodgers are going to win that division anyway.
yeah, better believe it. All right, we'll see you on Friday, everybody. Go Blue. Beat those Cubbies. Bye-bye.